Let's see. Okay, so then we can start with the first question after this amazing call that we have had. What made you want to join the class? What made you want to join this program? Amira.
It was a need of, more than a need, a desire of letting go of extra layers, and a knowingness that I was ready to go deeper into myself, a knowingness that this would help me. It would be like a holding hand. Well, like, like going into the labyrinth of the Minotaur with a thread that is gonna help you cut back after you face the beast.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
it was like that. Truly, it's like, it's going into myself and meeting more of myself on my own, but at the same time having that kind of support of knowing that it's gonna be easier for me to get out after. So yeah, that was it.
Okay, thank you. Jean-Pierre?
I would say first it was that I've met you online, and I felt your presence was so impactful, because feeling your presence made me feel my presence, because I cannot feel your presence without it. Was I wasn't the feeling. And after that, you made the session, the invitation for Unveiling Worthiness, and I knew that worthiness was a core situation with me that was very, very difficult. So I knew that to end the suffering that I was living, I needed to take that route, and I was so comfortable with your presence and the feeling that I was feeling in that presence, that it broke the resistance, the beginning of the resistance, and to make an end of that suffering, to begin to liberate myself. So, and to stay with just the question that you ask, why, that's why.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. And Yael?
For me, I felt the night before, I think it was the night before, 2 nights before, a very strong pull. And it didn't have mind in it, but it just physically, viscerally, it felt really, really strong. So it was really about feeling it and then resisting it or not resisting it. And so I decided to not resist it. Something in the description of the program when you wrote about making videos, that felt uncomfortable. And so I went into it even more, knowing that it was going to be uncomfortable. So it was a very strong pull into the unknown for me.
Nice. And you did actually a lot of videos. You actually did them.
Yeah.
You did your homework very, very well.
Yeah, I seem to be I do the homework, but because knowing that, I was like, okay, well, if it includes that in there and it's already feeling out of my comfort zone right now, I need to go into it. So there was a pull into that.
Yeah, and you went not just into like recording a video, but you ended up into like giving a master class on it and like creating a YouTube channel, right? And then
Yeah.
collapsing it.
Which was a great experience because in that YouTube channel there was a lot of identity there, but I had to experience that to know how that's different from not
Mm-hmm.
not that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
And dear Doris, what made you want to join the program?
Yeah, it was you. You're aliens. And as we met before this class started 1 month before, when I've chosen to take a one-to-one class with you, a one-to-one experience, you opened so many doors within me. I haven't been aware of it before. And I knew, and there was really a tremendous knowingness. Dive into more. There is so much more than you have been aware until now. So I was really looking for possibilities to join this class. They turned up, and I'm absolutely confident and so grateful and thankful joining this class, because here, as I mentioned before, all the layers, all these identities were blowing away, and it was really coming back to my isness, to myself, um, to the worthiness, which were related to all these layers I had before. So I had the possibility here now to come back to myself, to feel the authentic self. And this is just wonderful magic, and I'm so grateful for it.
Thank you. Amazing. Let's move on to the next one. How are you now after spending 8 weeks in the program, and what is the most important thing that you took from the program?
There's so much, because now we are 2 months after the 8 weeks.
Yes.
So there's so much what has been already said by Yael, Amira, and Doris. In the description that you gave us to already feel how it would be the perfect atmosphere to unfold. How I feel now, 10 weeks after, and letting the juice of these 8 weeks seep through, depending on the density of my body.
Yeah.
But it has come to the surface. And what I'm living now is the beginning of a sense of liberation, of a sense of dignity, a sense of worthiness, a deep sense of kindness toward myself. Yes, a softness happening, letting presence seeps through the perception that was so structured and rigid. It's and the atmosphere of the call. It's like you have put it's your creation. The setting is your creation, Amira, and it adds so much of your art space, inviting us, and the sharing of us together, the synergy, how it was flowing with ease. That was something totally new to me. So I can
We had a
really
nice
say,
flow.
oh yes, and I really know that the core of this worthiness and dignity and softness has really germinated from these sessions. There's been other input from other source, but it's like there was something, if I've been called to come, there was a deep, and through this experience, to trust when there's such a deep resonance. There's a particular symphony that is calling me. Other people, another kind of music, but I could go on and on and on and on, and but I know that with the other person that give the feedback, I go along with these feedbacks perfectly. I have to stop myself.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre.
I can jump in next. For me, 𝐬𝐿EYah, the safe and loving space that you created, and that everybody also offered and allowed on the call, was the most important part in allowing my human, as I started the call, to be very vulnerable and to risk trusting itself. And it took a really safe place to be really vulnerable. And I think that worthiness is there, it's inherent, but there's a fear that it's not there. So by having the safe space to really unveil, to remove all the other stuff, it got there. It got to that worthiness that was there waiting.
And you did a great job in being vulnerable, because I remember you put a show on for us, and you were singing, and you were yelling on outside of the of your balcony, right? We made you really express yourself. That was super fun.
Yeah,
I really
that
enjoyed
was
that.
fun. Yeah, and it went that was more, even on other calls, there's still a layer of protection, a layer of image management. It's a very thin layer, but it's very hard to remove it. You know, it still wants to be there just in case, or so to remove that one, or to experience it removing itself, that was amazing.
Amazing.
And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. For me, it was also diving into worthiness. What did worthiness mean for me? I realized so many layers of worthiness, and trust and truth, and to be honest, showed me, give me the pictures of my life I had until now. And in this life, very often I was judging. I was judging my situations and relationships and so on. But diving into worthiness and being aware, it's I'm the creator and it's creation, I'm the background, open to much more than ever before. I realized all all these layers, guiding which were guiding me in my life before, letting go and letting go and letting go, and coming into the beauty of myself, into the beauty of the God self, and diving into other realities, seeing it from a much higher point, and then staying there, letting go, letting also go the unworthiness, letting go old layers, letting go the old energies, and living in these flavors now, the flavor of the newness, the joy of living. I also had to decide myself, do I want to stay on this earth anymore or not. And in the moment I decided, okay, I do stay here, radiating my light, not just like this. It's intention. Things could change too. I had to dive into deeply into worthiness to be worthy, to still be alive here on this planet Earth. And this caused all these changes and joy, the joy of life being here. And yeah, thank you to you all.
Thank you. Do you remember the question, Amira?
I do. I do remember. And I mean, your assistance, it's not the first time that we work together. Of course, people that don't know, I wouldn't be who I am right now if it hadn't been for your assistance. That's uh, uh, I cannot even begin to describe all the transformations that I've had with you holding my hand. And I'm incredibly grateful. And actually, what's good about you is that you have this deep desire also of wanting your quote unquote students to end up masters of themselves. And actually, the second part of the name of this program, like Unveiling Worthiness, be your own guru. And that's for me, that has been about this, specifically this program, it has been the biggest step. Realizing that there is this part of me that I can always trust, that is going to guide me where I need to be at all moments. And I had to unveil during that time the worthiness in the what is traditionally seen, or like what normally the human sees as unworthy, and seeing all the worthiness precisely in that, in the ugly, in the dark, in the nasty. And at the other end of it, there's just you. There's just your wisdom and your love. But it's going through all that that allows the trust in oneself to truly realize that the search can end, basically.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. What question should be next? Because it's you guys have said a few things. I asked here, what did you like the most? Like, you can talk about the format, or what did you like most? What did you like most about the calls, the program?
I can
Yeah.
also. Ah, sorry, I didn't see. I have a delay, so I don't know if Jean-Pierre.
You can
Okay.
go. Morocco.
For me, it was like this. Okay, I'll go. So for me, the thing that I like the most is that it was so personal. Each of our discoveries, each of our journeys was so personal and so intimate, for each of us. And at the same time, every other members of this group has been so valuable for the whole. So it's really been like an orchestra. it's really been like an orchestra, like with each instrument playing their own notes, their own music, and then created a symphony with that. And it's been so helpful. And the calls have always been so warm, so cozy. Um, and yeah, it's just something that I was looking forward to having, even if I knew it would be something um, energy demanding. But it was a feeling of being at peace and at home, and it was very helpful for, I think, for all of us to see each of our own journeys and to have more trust and more confidence in our own also. So yeah, I think you've done a great work in creating this space, in attracting people that we've worked together so good also. I've learned so much from each and every one of the members of the class, and it's gone, every call went super smooth. I felt so related to everything, even if it was not what I was going through, but it was always incredibly relevant to help me also with what I was going through. So I think, yeah, it was this warm feeling of like actually growing together um, with a group of people that really support you, but also support your individual.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's special because I feel here just one voice, the voice of the heart. What can I say after Amira? It's just one voice.
Oh, Jean-Pierre, you are so sweet.
It's just a big feeling. It's difficult for me to speak. It's just got one big feeling, the presence, the presence. It's just one heart speaking from different places. It began with presence, and it followed just in presence. The calls were the perfect setting. How you presented it to us was so well put together. It was the perfect setting, and yes, and it's all about the intimacy. It was so prone to it and it's an art space that invite the art so tenderly to open. So it's that it's so big. It cannot be contained with word, but each person that is talking is saying what I feel in my heart perfectly.
Yes, we managed to create a very beautiful space together. And because we were spending so many hours on the calls and we were seeing each other so soon and we were engaging so often during the week, I think that made it more easy for us to be coming to the call and share like friends, right? Like you said, like I didn't want you guys to feel like students, and the entire idea of the program was to like empower you, right? This is what's the whole purpose of why I created this program, because I in my own experience I realized that I was really asking myself, like, what is the one singular thing that is going to go to the core and like fix everything, right? This was the question, like, for me. And how I can help people to get to that. And of course, when I'm asking that myself, I have my own experiences come into my life, and then I had my own insights, and I pinpointed to worthiness, and realized my own experience that yeah, it's just about a worthiness. And that's also when I had one of the biggest shifts in my life, the biggest changes in my life was one morning I stayed until 6 a.m. and I chose two things in that moment. I chose to be worthy no matter what, and to speak my truth no matter what. Like to literally shine my light and speak my truth. For me, it has always been about speaking a lot and using my voice. And it was just like an internal shift within, and instantaneously, like from the next day, there was so many changes of the dynamic in my life. So I've been proving to myself over and over that worthiness is the thing. And the idea to be your own guru, again, is to realize that you can do it. You know everything. So that was the
One thing
unfolding.
I found beautiful, at the end of each call, you did a meditation, 35, 45 minutes, sometime more, where we could feel that through your heart space, you gathered all the energy of the call in a smooth, beautiful, deep meditation. Hey, that was the cherry on top. It was
Yes.
very, very this gathering, how much you sent us, you felt us, and that synthesis that you did with the meditation was transported to the next call and the next call and the next call with a meditation at the end of each call. That was very, very appreciated.
Yeah, I love doing those meditations, and every time the music was so good, right?
Yeah, the music too, absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm
And
still,
that made, sorry, that made such a, a point of synthesis of each call, this meditation that we can listen back again to really dissolve in this meditation and feel the energy of our our melting together, our sharing together.
we're
It was
melting
very,
together.
yeah, very, very good.
That's nice. Thank you. Thank you, Jean-Pierre.
I like Jean-Pierre, what you said, the heart space. And I want to add to that heart time, because I felt on the call, besides having a very loving and supportive um, place or space, the time felt also very available, unlimited, stretched out, full of welcome. And that made a huge difference as well. Um, yeah, and and yeah, being able to, um, like Amir saying, an orchestra or symphony, to be able to feel all the flavors, of the soup that we were. That was beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was like we were slow cooking a very delicious curry.
Yeah.
It's very, very slow cooking. Yeah, our calls were very long, very, very long. But I found value in that because, nobody was in a rush, so everybody could have the time and the space to really get to the core, to the core. 'Cause that's why I like to make like longer calls, because in that moment you get to actually speak, channel, right, from your heart, because you just have the time. I know when I'm under time pressure, like even with artists, right? If you take an artist and you tell him, make me a painting, you have 2 hours. Well, it's not gonna work so well, but if you just let the artist get his inspiration, and then he's gonna create the best painting ever. So I know how important it is to have that idea that you have a lot of time, so you can share from a core sense, from a deep sense, and to actually get somewhere, right? Because this is always my intent. Like I want to get somewhere now, like to get to the core of it right now, not just to gloss over it a little bit or have an idea, but let's just get to the core of it right now. And we did that.
It felt,
Yeah.
it felt like a door was created through time and space by making it so open and large, that it was an opening to go beyond it, to basically play in both. So it was shorter. It had a shorter distance because the time and space um, were undefined in a way, because it was so large that it was a good place to go back and forth, to feel comfortable to go beyond it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, I think you kind of answered these questions. My next question was, how did you feel during the 8 weeks, and how has it assisted you? But you guys kind of answered that. So if you want to add more to it, how have you been feeling during this 8 weeks?
I can say for me, the most important thing was I felt very held. I felt very held by the space. More courageous to explore on my own by the fact that I was held by the space. So I think that's why at the beginning I mentioned like it's like going into a labyrinth that is your own, but having something that's gonna help you get out. Even if still you have to do it in your own. It's this feeling of being held that is you're never alone, truly. Even
Yeah.
when you're never alone. Even when it's your own path, it's there's actually the path of humanity. It's not just the individual, and it's great to see what others how others experience it and how different and yet so similar to your own experience, to our own experiences it is. So yeah,
Yeah.
really held, really supported. Like it's felt like a hug.
Aw,
It feels like a hug, basically. Um, yeah.
that's sweet. Un abrazo. Yeah, well, the idea was that you do it alone, right? But
Mm,
that you have like checkpoints, So
exactly.
like every week were we having a topic? No, I don't even remember.
We were having some contemplation points.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. We were having, at the end of the call, we were having the contemplations, and they were serving like as the contemplations or homework explorations for next week.
Mm,
So then you would go and explore and play and whatever, with the intent of unveiling your worthiness. And then after that entire week, you would have a checkpoint where we come and when you share about it, you get your clarity about it, you get assisted on it, and we go to the next contemplation. So it's a solo journey, but with
mm,
checkpoints, and that makes it a lot
yeah.
easier to go through it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I also felt safe to break open.
Mm,
So I felt I was keeping myself together and to just break open and ready to be called out. So it was like putting myself in the middle of the hurricane and just saying, okay, I'm ready and I feel safe enough to be ripped apart. Um, Even though the energies were very loving and very gentle and like a hug, exactly. Um, it was still ferocious. There was a ferocious movement underneath that I was okay being in because of the love and the hug. But it was strong. That was a ferocious hug.
A ferocious hug. I like that. I like that. Thank you. So how did you feel during the 8 weeks, Jean-Pierre? You are muted.
Yael said it was confronting. I did 2 videos of myself. I've never done that before. So it was a new experience. And it was very revealing of going beyond being too self-conscious just in my little head, but to bring it face to face, it gives a lot of more insight. It was more revelatory that since I'm a little turtle, very slow turtle, it takes time. It takes time to unfold and to see through, but it does. It does. That's for sure. It does. Again, it's all what the other people are saying. It's all that. It's all that. The feedback that you gave us on each call, that sometimes was a little, a little confronting. The victim consciousness was really, really present. So it has been shook to pretty good. This complacency in the victim consciousness. Yes. So.
You did a great job.
Yes, you did. You
I
did.
remember when we pulled the card for that call, and it was literally the victim card.
Yeah,
I showed it to you. It was like,
absolutely. And the card, the oracle card, was always spot on. Something to realize, to see through. So again, it was the perfect setting, the perfect elleyah's kitchen, the oven, the perfect oven to cook us to perfection.
nice. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm back. Sorry,
Welcome back.
sorry, I was kicked out. My laptop became black. So, and until I got the installation, it took some time.
Oh, don't worry. All good. What was the question? Oh, but now I hear myself. Do I hear myself on Doris? I don't know. But let's see. Maybe you can still answer. Doris, we were in the question, how did you feel during the 8 weeks?
Wonderful, magical, out, really out of the old of anything. And what I experienced, what I heard before from Amira before I got into blackness, Amira was talking about an orchestra. And what I sensed so beautifully was that each of one was playing his own instrument, and you are, as the conductor, radiating so much and compassion and intensity that was our instrument. We're playing with certain level went deeper and deeper and deeper with your guidance. So into realities, into parts of ourselves we haven't known. And you are such an how do I call it, magical conductor I've never experienced before, with all your love and your radiance and your knowingness, your wisdom guiding us always so deeper and deeper. And I mean, there are 5 different people, and from the first time of together, they're even so different. One of us so different. The other one, there is a synergy, there's a harmony, and this made this so great, standing, super 8 weeks. It brought into me really the change. The, the,
Now your voice is gone, Doris.
it's gone.
Now I can hear you again.
You don't like it today, but
It's better when you're near the microphone.
okay, yeah, it might be. Okay, here I am again. Maybe there's so much energy drawing everything. There have been, yeah, the most important thing for me was within this 8 weeks program that I realized I've been carrying on so many identities from other people. Called you guided me into ungrouping. I haven't been aware of ungrouping so much before. I knew there are different identities, but this ungrouping brought me, well, I needed now about 10 weeks to be really ungrouped, or more than 10 weeks. And this ungrouping in this program, God brought me back really into myself, into my knowingness, into the wisdom, into the God that I am. But again, what I realized in this group was this harmony, this synergy. And the instruments, yeah, everybody was playing a different instrument, and we created each one of each call a new symphony, a new concert, in just in a flow, in a beauty, on such a each time it became another level, and so going on. Yeah, this was, and of course, if the body is music, our cells are just in harmony. It's all within and outside. It's music, and letting come this music through the body, through the mind, was what was there was just a beautiful music and new music. In beauty, in harmony. And I'm again wonderful, great. I'm so great. And
Wonderful.
with all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think the last question, because it's too much is too much. Would you recommend this program, and was it worth it? Pun intended.
What a question.
Yes, I would definitely recommend it. With warmth. Because if it is worth it, his worthiness and dignity worth it. It's really a gift for me. Essentially, it has liberated the feeling, my heart feeling, from the mental rigidity. So what I'm feeling from this session is a flow that is coming, that is coming online, that I'm sensing, and this flow is garant of everything else. And during the 8 weeks, it's been dependent on. For me, I was really dense, really concrete, like concrete, mentally rigid, and it was not a joyride. These 8 weeks, it was up and down, but there was always the thread of the heart, of the presence of everyone, our synergy, and it's absolutely worth it. Absolutely. It is truly a gift, and you can be sure of one thing: the people that will be there, they're there to make music.
Ah, that's nice. You are such artists, all of you. Such beautiful words you have tonight.
Yeah, I would recommend it, as it's a tool to be together with you. It's an absolutely diamond, seeing all these facets of our own diamond, of your diamond, radiating, bringing in the new colors into the life, in such a beauty again, and with all your love. I have to mention it again and again. Your love and your radiance, your guidance, not seeing your guidance, but you did it in an unseen way. It was there. This this radiance from each one of us, this radiance was breaking through all the barriers, whatever was there before. This radiance, this love, this compassion and joy was breaking through everything, all the barriers. And now we have the possibility, each one of us, to start in a new way, in letting go, the mind is there. We do love our mind, but the mind is not guiding us anymore. It's coming out of the heart. This was also very important for me, to get through the barriers around the heart, and in an open heart with all our love. Things every day is going to be different. It's opening to new possibilities, new prosperities. And this is so great and magnificent and magic. Yeah, it's the most beautiful diamond I've ever seen. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doris.
Thank you all.
Who else is left? What was the question?
I'll share. I highly recommend it. And I agree with Doris. It was about the heart, and in the heart of being able to, or be in the seat of the heart giving, of the heart receiving, in both, and then being the heart, um, and experience the whole call as the heart with all its dimensions and facets and all of it. Yeah, and the flavor and the space of being in the heart, Aaliyah, you said that, you started that, and then everyone was open to it, but coming from different angles, and that was beautiful to see how it moved, and how it did what it did. So yes, highly recommend it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, yes, big yes, of course. I highly recommend it as well, and I highly think it's highly worth it. I highly recommend it, especially if you are committed to yourself, if you are committed to your transformation, if you are committed to your journey,
Your
whatever that
journey?
means for you.
Your
Your
journey?
journey, your journey, whatever that means for each one that may be listening. It's a big yes because it's a commitment. It's a commitment to your worth. So you decide if that's worth for you or not. For me, it definitely was, and the program it definitely helps. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you too.
Thank you
Thank
all
you.
so much. Okay. We are done with this. We are done.